Grown-up perks, zero grown-up stress. With AAA, it pays to be a member. You seeing this?
More boosts and rewards all postseason long, only on FanDuel. Postseason long, only on FanDuel.
Let's try this again. One day I'll get it right. Welcome everybody. For those who are here already, I'm somewhat on time. You know, it's 7:04, and with the 5-minute countdown, you know, I guess it would have been better if I could get here at 6:55 and start it. but it's not too bad. Oh, kind of low attendance so far, but hey, it is what it is. Things are just kind of, I hate to say boring, but boring right now. There's not a lot of alpha and new projects and stuff to go over, so it's kind of boring right now. So, um, not really a lot of new stuff to go over, but just to see what y'all got going on. I could name this. Y'all tell Grumpy what's going on in the world of crypto. So, damn it, Dave, what's happening? Welcome back. So I got my internet problems fixed. Had to do a hard reset of my router. I have actually a mesh system from Linksys, and I could not get the Linksys node parent node back up. So actually, it was a 3 that came in one box. I had an extra one that I wasn't using, so I had to reset that one and set that up as a router. And here I am. So I got to tell you, it was a rough 2 days with no internet at the house. I make fun of the kids. But when everything you watch on TV now is streaming, or I do have a over-the-air antenna for the local news feeds or whatever you want to call it, it was a little rough, but we got through it. Now, what happens this weekend? We got this horrible weather coming to Louisiana, North Louisiana, where my son's at college. They're calling for possible negative temperatures, which Louisiana is not built for that. He is stubborn. I think he gets that from his mama. Don't tell her I said that, but he refuses to come home. College is closed from Friday to Monday. So therefore there's no cafeteria, no lunch program, food program, whatever you want to call it, dinner program. And the kid thinks he's going to survive on peanut butter and jelly for 4 days. Hey, all I can do is tell him 5 times to come home. He don't want to come home. He's afraid he's going to miss a good time. We'll see what happens. I told him I can't come save him if the power goes out and he has no heat. So North Louisiana, South Louisiana, we are not built for negative temperatures. What's crazy is the southeast portion where New Orleans is they're not even calling for that bad of temperatures. There's gonna be like this line of serious temperatures from 10 and 20 degrees to 60, 70 degrees. That's how much of a cutoff Louisiana is gonna have. So, I don't think we're gonna have it that bad. It's gonna be raining, and I'm not even expecting snow or ice down here, but middle Louisiana to North Louisiana, they got 4 days of hell coming, a lot of ice, and that's what's more concerning than anything else. So Dave says he's just solo mining Fractal, Bitcoin, and BCH. Say it over Nubla, but what you gonna do? I it's like a sore that you just keep picking on, and I keep picking it, and because I'm very disappointed in it. Also, I don't know if has there been any new news on the Nubla front at all. I don't think so. Um, like I said, I've been so busy at work. We got so many projects going on that people trying to unlock the Nubla stake and they're getting the error. People are asking if Nubla is still alive and serious. Damn. It's getting serious then. Still no announcements on nothing, huh? No announcements from them at all, other than January 3rd. That's quite sad, man. It's but they got their tweets coming out. It's crazy. It's crazy how they can just put these tweets out over and over and over again. I mean, I gotta say, their AI bot is on it, man. I mean, every day there's nothing about the project, just stuff about the weather. Nothing about the project at all. You wonder if this team is even paying attention to what the hell's going on, or I don't want to create FUD. Or they bowed out, took their money. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, they're calling for some nasty weather here. See if I haven't looked at any of the weather models. This is the weather model. This is the GFS. This is Louisiana right here. So this is Friday or tonight, and it's Friday. And here it comes. So you got a little bit. You got some ice. This is Sunday, a Saturday night. More ice, and then snow. This is all Sunday. And what's crazy is this is 22 degrees, 20 degrees, 22 degrees, 24 degrees. I mean, look how long they're gonna be. This is Saturday morning, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, Monday. Monday 14 degrees, 13 degrees, 24 degrees, 8 degrees. This is Tuesday. 2 degrees, 26 degrees. That's Louisiana is not made for that. And I don't, this is the Euro model, which isn't as bad, but again, same thing. They're calling for calling for some ice, which is not good. I mean, sleet mixed ice, I guess. And this is the Canadian, and Friday. This is Sunday. Again, it's calling for some mixed ice and 17 degrees Sunday, 19 degrees. But I want you to look at this. Like, this is Saturday, 22 degrees in Monroe, 56 where I am, 26, 56. I mean, look at these weather changes. You got 19 degrees here and 63 degrees in Gulfport, Mississippi. 17 degrees, 67 degrees right here. That's wild. And the Euro's got Monroe and Shreveport and all this where my son is up here. Where my hunting lease is. I always tell my hunting lease supposed to be 6 degrees. Yeah, you can have that. Then this is Wednesday. They showed another blast Thursday. And then next weekend we're supposed to be getting it again. Anyway, y'all did not get on the wrong live. I'm sorry, this is not the weather. Y'all just know I'm into this stuff, and this is what everybody's talking about around here right now. And again, with my son being in North Louisiana, I'm a little concerned with him for those who came in late. And he does not want to come home. And the college is closed Friday to Monday. There's not going to be any food places open for him. I told him his ass needs to come home. But him and his bros up there are all planning on hanging out. Don't be driving on no ice. I don't care if you got 4-wheel drive or not. Don't be driving no ice. And they think they're gonna survive off peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I told him if he gets in any kind of trouble, I can't help him. I can't come up there. And we'll see. We'll see. You gotta learn at some point. He's a big boy now. That's what I keep telling my wife. My wife's like, you need to make him come home. Kid's 19 years old. He don't want to come home. What do we do? He's gonna learn. Monday when he's on his 17th peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or he runs out. Hey, it's on him. To block comments of crap from everybody. That's crazy. Saying all is wonderful. Project, how many stations we have? Nubla, like I can't believe that. I just can't. I can't. Like I haven't messed with it at all. My own fault. But I have not tried to get onto my what do you call it? The node, whatever like that we're supposed to be running. People complaining about it and stuff. So I haven't messed with it. And with the people saying that they're making off of it, and in fact, like I said, when I get on my dashboard, and again, I've been so busy, I have not had a chance to really dig deep into it. But when I go into my dashboard, I know I'm in my right dashboard because it doesn't tell me my login's wrong or my wallet's wrong. And I can see my node that I have purchased, but that's all I see. And then I was supposed to get a free node for the thing I won with Helium Deploy for being third place, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, for selling the most merchandise or whatever it was, or for November. I was supposed to get a free node. I'm still waiting for that. I don't see nothing to do with that. And I'm getting a Nubla node. Like, I'm trying to contain my excitement. So, kind of a light crowd for Thursday. Usually my Thursday lives have a little more people on them, but I guess it's not getting. Like I said, listen, I know when crypto goes down and you got to, whether or not you want to call it a bear market or whatever you want to call it, social media for crypto does not do well, and I got to learn I can't take it personally. I just wish I had new projects and new exciting things to talk about, but I don't really. I got one big announcement. I was kind of hoping I'm going to give it out in a few minutes, but I'm kind of wait for a few more people to come in first. One thing I do want to clarify, we talked about on Tuesday night, we talked about Wingbits. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes about Wingbits for 40 Sky. The other night we were talking about 40 Sky, and Tech Hustler put a video out that said how 40 Sky is now in a partnership with NATO. And kind of like most of us figured, that was not correct at all. They are not in a partnership with NATO, like his video said. What it is NATO, through some kind of program, was giving out kind of grants, and they awarded 150 companies these grants. And of course, look, and they have way more than 150 that put in for this grant. So it was called the Diana Accelerator Program. But while I am going to give 4D Sky props, so don't take it wrong, it's still not kind of the way Tech Hustler made it sound. It is not like NATO signed a partnership with 4D Sky. So, yes, there are props that we need to give to them for being chosen by the Diana Accelerator Program, because they're not giving it just to anybody. They're not giving it to anybody who applies. So apparently Diana Accelerator Program must have saw some potential in 4D Sky. So I congratulate them for them. And to be honest, I don't fault 4D Sky for the way this news came out, because they haven't really reported this much. Tech Hustler did some digging and found out Diana awarded 4D Sky, Diana who's with NATO, and kind of put it together that NATO and 4D Sky are collaborating, whatever you want to call it. And that's technically not true. NATO is not a customer of 4D Sky or anything like that. But the Diana Accelerator Program, basically, it's kind of like how it's kind of like how Wingbits got grants. Wingbits got a grant, and Silencio got a grant, and excuse me, Got something stuck in my throat. Antler was the accelerator that Wingbits got with, or something like that, or that they awarded Wingbits for that grant and everything like that. So my point is, just to clarify what we talked about the other night, they have not signed, NATO and 40 Sky have not signed a partnership. NATO is not a customer of 40 Sky or anything like that, but I don't want to downplay it either. 40 Sky still was chosen by this Diane Accelerator to give this grant, to get this grant, or, you know, one of the 150 covers. So I still think that, again, I just wanted to clarify, because we were talking about this Tuesday night, is with Tech Hustler's video about NATO and 4D Sky. I don't know how you even found this out, because I didn't, still haven't really seen anything that said this, that said 4D Sky got this. So I'll give it to him. You know, he dug it up from somewhere, but I have to tell him, you know, congratulations on that. A couple of things when we talked about the Wingbits thing the other night that I want to clarify. Was that Robin, we talked about, was HiFix creating, still making stations, and we thought we heard no. And what it is it's not that HiFix is not making stations. The new units that we kind of know a little bit about that we saw on X, well, HiFix is definitely not making those. So HiFix is still continuing to make stations if they want to make stations and sell stations. So they're keeping up with current stock. So I want to make sure that people understand that again, we're going to clarify that. And I'm still going to do a video probably tomorrow night of everything that went over on the video, the conference, whatever you want to call it, AMA from Wingbits on Tuesday. So all I know is we don't know what the hell this new thing does. We know that they got some kind of new units coming out, but we don't know what the hell it is. I don't know. But I can say that I was contacted by Wingbits, and I am one of, I don't know how many people, but I am supposedly getting a new unit to test. So I am extremely excited about that. But all I know right now is it's called a unit. It is not called a station or a router or anything else. We saw what the image looked like on X. We got it teased to us. I have not got a shipping label or anything like that, or shipping numbers or anything like that saying it's even been shipped yet. And even when I get it, I can't sneak peek it or anything to y'all without getting in too much trouble. But I am very, very excited to be chosen, because I guess they know I will critique the living hell out of it. Again, I don't know what the hell I'm getting. All I know is I was contacted, would I be interested in testing this? And I'm like, hell yes. Like, what kind of question is that? Again, I don't know how much I can leak and I can't leak. I can tell you that that it has to go in an open area, which tells me it must still be doing some type of detection. But what is it detecting? I don't know. Could it be detecting something different? Not aircraft? I don't know. I'm told that it's a unit. Everything that they say, hey, would you like to test a new unit? I'm like, yeah. And I mentioned station. They said, you can't say it's a station or what it is or anything like that, as a router, whatever it is. It could be a movie camera. Who knows? It could be an alien capture. It could be something that that captures the stars. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is. I just know it's some kind of new device, new unit. You saw on X what I saw. And that's what it is. And that's all I can tell you. Um, again, I'm pretty hyped up. I was. It kind of made my day to know that I would get my hands on this new device and see if I can break it. I mean, not see if I can break it, but see if I can break it. See what it is. See how fragile it is. See if it handles the weather. See whatever it is I'm detecting. Could be radar or drones. Who knows? Nobody knows. Again, all I know is they call it a unit, and I saw a picture of it on X. So I am very excited over that. You know, another thing that was clarified was that Wingbits has reached 85% of the coverage of the three large networks of some ADS-B or aircraft and stuff like that. So it was clarified when I what my notes were or what I was halfway paying attention to. But Wingbits has areas that those larger networks still don't cover yet. That is why, like I told y'all, and I think it was pretty cool to know that some of these competitors have reached out to Wingbits to buy their data for these areas. So and supposedly even in the areas where we do have stations, our coverage is like 60% better. So, but I still don't know exactly how many stations Wingbits has. I saw that being discussed in my Discord, but I don't know exactly if they ever came out and said, I had one person saying they have over 6,000 stations. 120 says he thinks they're on the way to over 9,000 stations. Like, we know there's 2,000 DIY stations alone. So how many stations do they have from the high-fix stations? And then I'm also curious is whenever this new station is released, which we have no idea when it is, what it is, or anything, if it is another station to kind of compete with the high-fix one that they were having issues with, are people going to go and buy that one? Because you might have some people who said, I'm not buying a high-fix right now, even though it's in a total number. There's a very small percentage of the high fixes that had issues. Look, mine had issues, so don't take it as I'm trying to cover for them. Mine had issues; they got swapped out. But you might have some people who want to get in this project and saying, "Look, I'm seeing all these issues with the high fix, or one main issue. I'm gonna wait to see what it is. This new device might be a little more cost effective. Might not cost almost $500. I don't know, but I'm curious. I'm curious to know that. One other thing that I screwed up was when we heard Robin mention about the AMA that 2 months and 10 days. And what it is at that time, there was 2 months and 10 days left of the first quarter or quarter one of 2026. And he's saying that TGE will be sometime within quarter one, 2026. Some people got excited. Some of y'all got excited on that. And while I'm positive on the project, we've had some dates before. Things happen. They've said more than once, twice, many times that if they have a new customer that they're discussing, talking to, working out with, working a deal with, and they think that new customer's contract is going to help those tokenomics some, and they have to push back TGE again, they're going to do it. And while we all are in a rush to go TGE, for the long term, you can't say it's a bad thing. So, I don't know. Let's see. I know that the video for the AMA is up, so if y'all want to hear it directly, not me trying to paraphrase the whole thing, or do the Cliff Notes version, y'all can go deal with that. Go look at that. I don't know, but that's Wing Bits. I'm very deep right now in Mesh Core and Meshtastic. For those of y'all who know about it, we've been dealing with that. I've had an issue with the station already that got filled with rainwater somehow. We can't figure out that, so I've been dealing with that. Just looking through different discords and stuff like that to see what kind of news they got. I don't know what y'all got. Anything? So I'm looking through. Let's see. Looking through. I got Wing Bits right here. Encore has an AMA. If y'all want to listen to another AMA, there's Encore coming up. You know, got people asking me about that. Mass Chain is still gaining momentum. Again, if you have some of these parts already, SDR, a Pi. I'm putting this together right now for my Mass Chain. Another Mass Chain station. This is all it costs. This, and an antenna. Now, depending on what I do want to do is, while I do have a Pi available to me that I got from something else, I really also, just to save some money, because I had somebody ask me, I do want to also get in a potato or a sweet potato and try to install it on that. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. But just to save 20, 30 bucks, you can put it on, if you can put this on a potato or sweet potato, you're saving 30 bucks. I just keep one thing as we don't know what's going to happen with this project, not financial advice and all stuff like that. But I'm just going to remind you that they are allowing DIY stations while they're in testnet. And while we don't know when they're going to TGE or anything, they have kind of made it sound like they want to go to TGE kind of quick. I kind of hoping that they calm down a little bit. But whenever they do announce that they're going away from beta to TGE or mainnet or whatever you want to call it, they will no longer be allowing DIY stations. What I'm kind of wondering, this is only Grumpy's 2 cents, and it's not worth 2 cents, but just what I'm kind of thinking and figuring, I'm sure some of y'all would agree, is they're going to allow DIY stations as long as their own station is not available yet. They keep saying it. They got an announcement coming soon, announcement coming very soon, announcement coming soon on the availability and what their new device is going to look like, the cost, and all the stuff like that. Yeah, people who are asking for it. Look, this thing's very easy to install. I understand. Some people don't want to deal with it. Some people don't want to deal with having to get this, have to get a power supply, then have to get this, and I have to make sure I get the right cable, because if you get the wrong cable or use an old helium cable, it won't fit in here. And the wrong antenna. Some people get these Alibaba, AliExpress marine antennas that are this big, and then they having piss poor results because they don't listen. You got people out there telling them to go buy 2-meter VHF ham antennas. Those are 144 megahertz. They're not 162 megahertz. Is it going to work? Yes, a coat hanger will work. A 1090 ADS-B Wing Bits antenna will work on Mass Chain. It's going to get horrible results, but will it work? Sure, you're going to get some play. Look, I showed y'all in a video that I was using a ham antenna that stretched across my back of my backyard, which is only like 3 megahertz to about 27, 28 dot something, which is 10-meter band, which is still not even close. And it worked because I'm right here by the river. I'm a mile away from Mississippi River. It's going to work, but I'm not getting the results like I'm getting now with a marine antenna. So it's just like anything else. Good quality in, good quality parts, you get good results out to a point. you live in the middle of the desert, you can put the best antenna that they sell. $2,000 marine antenna. Ain't gonna do nothing. So gotta be smart about it. Oh, Grumpy's getting a new toy. Yes, I'm very, very excited and humbled and whatever word you want to use. Um, I thank Wingbits a lot for, I don't know, it might bite him in the ass, but I thank Wingbits a lot for trusting me and for giving me the opportunity to test their new device. I wish I had some kind of idea on what the hell it is, and I'm in a lot of anticipation right now on what it is. And what sucks the most is when I do get it and I open up the box, I can't tell y'all about it. It's killing me. And I know what's going to happen is I'm probably going to like it. I'm probably going to be excited about it. And I'm going to keep asking, the people who I'm dealing with on this and be like, can I tell them this? No. Can I tell them this? No. Can I tell them? Y'all killing me. I hold secrets like I hold water like this, It's like I'm holding sand with my fingers open. But I'm going to try. When the next new toy comes out, I'm not going to get the opportunity if I open my mouth up. But, I got to figure out an install location. I got to see what the hell it is. I got to see how big it is. I got to see if it needs internet. Of course, it is going to need it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, does it need, is it something more than just a basic station? It's going to need, I got all these questions running through my head. Like, I'm losing sleep over it. Get the thing to my house. Let me see what it is. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I'm excited to see what it is. So again, I thank Wingbits a lot for giving me an opportunity to test this thing, but I have no idea what the hell I'm testing. If that makes sense to y'all. How much did I say the good antenna was on Amazon? There are several different versions of these antennas. I don't know how much space to deal with. I can tell you there's a classic Shakespeare antenna on Amazon. And the reason it's called the classic is because ever since I've been in a boat, because I lived on the water growing up, we had a classic 8-foot Shakespeare antenna. And it's still the number one antenna in the marine market today. And that's 40 years later, 40 plus years later. Because I'm sure it was around before that. If I had the room and I had the money and everything like that, and I needed an antenna tomorrow, that's probably what I would get. Now, some of y'all don't want an 8-foot antenna. The thing about it is when you start getting into these marine VHF antennas that are halfway decent, you're still going to spend 60, 80, $100, if not more. And again, will a Alibaba cheap antenna work? It's going to work. Just like Wingbits, DIY devices. You can buy one of those 1090 antennas that are like literally this big. Does it work? Sure. Are you going to get way better results with the one I recommend and some of these other people recommend for Wingbits? Absolutely. I'm looking right now for you. Here's one of them. This right here is the classic. Something like this. $103, 8-foot. It's a bit up there. You can see they got some that are even more. Some people were talking about this Hashikra one. There's another one Shakespeare had one that was specifically for AIS that somebody was talking about. Now, I don't know what makes it specifically a AIS. Well, shit, this is $162. And it's only 5 foot. This is a 3 foot. See, and somebody else talked about this one too. This is a 3 foot AIS, and it's got a metal rod. I keep saying with VHF though, VHF you want long because it's VHF is a long thing. 1090 for like wing bits and 40 sky. That's short free. That's short wavelength. Short wavelength. With this, you want something longer. But again, if I was buying one, I don't really know if I'd put an 8 foot VHF antenna on top of my house. Like I said, Shakespeare has these kind of other ones in between, and there was also a couple of other brand name. See, I wouldn't get anything like this. There was one from Tram. Somebody said that they got this one and it worked pretty decent. This is 40 inches long. It doesn't really break the bank too much. Tram's not the worst brand name. I'd buy a Tram over. I'm familiar with Tram from Ham Stuff. I'd buy a Tram before I bought something off Alibaba or AliExpress, one of these no name Chinese clone type antennas. How about that? It's got 61 reviews on it. Tram's got this one. Yeah. And for the wing bits antenna, which I'm kind of upset with myself because normally we have like the Northern Lights and stuff. We have some crazy band radio RF band things going on with these Northern Lights and stuff. The last time we had that, I had like 160 hexes on my wing bit station, and I kept saying it over and over that I wanted to go and see my dashboard, and I completely forgot. Life, y'all have no idea. Life has been so freaking crazy around here, and with no internet, that just made it 10 times worse. All right, here is the one intended to rule them all on wing bits. There's the link for that. Currently in stock. Sometimes it's not in stock, and $44.95. And as you can see, I bought it a couple of times, and this is just from my stations. Like my sister, she bought one for hers. Well, no, my sister has the black one. The black one I told you about that we have zip tied to her gutter because the HOA won't allow tenants. So she has black gutters, the black one. But my buddies, I told you about my buddies, the 4 or 5 stations we got with them. This is what's on all of them except one. One's got a diamond 920 or something like that. But like it's like some of my host stations. The deal that worked out with them is so I wouldn't have to ship them this. They purchased themselves. So I bet I purchased this or at least 20 times. Either through myself here or got somebody to buy it. And that's that. Let's see what else. There's another one that I recommend if for some reason that one's ever sold out. If I can even find it. This one is not that bad. I used this one when I did testing when I first got involved, and I bought a bunch of different antennas and I had money to blow. I bought this one too. This one had very near, almost the same exact results as the one I just shared. The difference is I like the other one because the other one is a few inches longer. Y'all know I like longer length on antennas because I'm old school thinking. The longer that surface area, think of this as a catcher's mitt. The bigger the catcher's mitt, the wilder that the pitch can be, and the catcher's still going to catch it. And I look at it like that with RF. So I like that. But this one's also $14 more. That's why I don't recommend this one. But I still have it on 2 stations. As you can see, I got 1, 2. Now, I used to get in this argument a lot with people. Hey, y'all do what the hell y'all want to do. But my buddy got the 12 dB because he don't listen, because he's from ham and he's from old school helium, and he thinks the better dB is better. And he has a setup identical to mine on a Roan tower, 40 foot up, and his results are horrible. And he's like, dude, what the hell's going on? He has a 12 dBi antenna, and he can't get nothing over his house. His range, for some reason, it sucks. But excuse me. So don't just automatically think that with ADS being wing bits, the more dB, the better. Now, going back to mass chain, the more dB, the better. Y'all confused yet? So make sure you hit the like button for me, please. I'm guessing some people don't like wing bits because when I started talking about wing bits, I start losing people. I know. Look, the big hype right now is 4D Sky. I don't knock them at all. You want to buy 4D Sky, use my code. It helps me out. I appreciate it. It looks like batch 6 is live now. They're delivering May 4th. Now, you remember, so you've had, this is 50 remaining in batch 7. This says live, batch 6 is live now. This is saying they're 50 of 50 in batch 7. When the hell was batch 6? And now you have to claim a hex. Deployed device is already assigned here. Man, somebody's always creeping on me, man. Always. Like, what's the chances? Like, these devices are $1,000, and I got 2 people already all up my butthole with 4D Sky. Why are these green already? You got all these reserved, and you got 1 station online. It's filling up. It's filling up. I haven't seen 619 out yet. Where's he at? Dude, it's crazy. Like, come on, man. That's crazy numbers already. You remember the red ones are already deployed stations. The only thing I don't agree with is this right here: estimate your rewards. Like, how you estimate rewards when you have no idea what the rewards are going to be? What the token's going to be worth? I don't know. 40 Sky's growing fast. So the people who are sitting back thinking that, I can sit back and wait, might not want to wait too much longer. If wing bits and stuff is congested in your area that you're thinking about putting the 4D Sky, you might want to get on the ball and get one ordered. That what you're not going to see Grumpy put 12 stations around New Orleans. I can tell you that, like wing bits. You don't have to worry about that. That's for sure. Not for $1,000 a piece. Um, but so they got a proximity to airports up to 50% bonus. I haven't seen this. Optimal sky visibility up to 20% bonus. The first 200 users to purchase and install a device will receive a first class bonus of 5,400 points. But if you're on drop number, what we said, 5 or 6, even if there's 50 each, which some of the drops have more than 50, they have to be well past 200. To qualify, you must have within 4 weeks receiving connected. During the first 2 months, you will earn 25 points a day. If your device goes offline during this period, a penalty of up to 5,400 points may be applied. Standard rewards, maximize rewards. I gotta see more about this. I did not know 4D Sky was doing bonuses by airports. And I'm wondering if it's gonna be like Wingbits, where you don't necessarily have to have your station within like 2 miles of the airport, as long as you can cover the airspace between a certain altitude. I'm curious about that. Keep telling you this. How big is the market? The global flight tracking and aviation data market is no small game. It is worth roughly $4.8 billion today, and experts expect it could climb over 13 billion by 2033 as skies get smarter and more connected. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had no idea about that. I had no idea that there was this big push, this big want for all this aircraft data and flight data. You know, until 2, 3 years ago, I thought it was all hobby stuff. Ham guys who wanted to mess with more hobby stuff, so they were putting up flight aware stations and stuff. I'm Cron says I'm waiting for mine batch 2. Any idea when yours is gonna ship? Like, was it supposed to be February or something? Because I really don't know. I'm curious how far behind Helium Deploy is, and how fast Jet Vision can get air squitters out. Because I'm assuming, you know, Jet Vision, I'm guessing they're loading the 4D Sky license. I can't see. I can't see. Kind of like High-Fix. High-Fix put all the stuff that they needed in it for wing bits and then shipped it directly to you, or whatever distributor you went to. So I'm assuming that Jet Vision will be doing that same thing. What else? I didn't get a chance to watch. Like I said, I know I've said 100 times. I'm sorry, but I didn't get a chance to watch any crypto type videos today, so I have no really idea what's going on. It appears that everything is kind of going sideways. Conda says no clue, boss. Stay behind like a month or two. Oh man, time flies. I can't remember when they really started dropping those. I think you have to be getting yours sometime soon, January, February. Solana's basically going sideways to a point, I guess. You know, it's a good thing it's not going down. The other night we did our live, it was $127. It's $128 now. Hey, you know, I had people tell me they thought there'd be more pain. Somebody told me stock market kind of had a recovery yesterday. I know Trump has now announced that, psych, I was trolling y'all. I'm not really doing tariffs, which we kind of knew that was coming. And the stock market kind of recovered. Crypto didn't. Bitcoin's kind of going sideways. So the other night when we were doing our live, it was about 89,037. It's at 89,800. That is barely over a penny. Crow's at 9 cents. XRP is at $1.92, still under $2. If y'all believe in any of that hype, under $2, it should be a good price. Peak's at a little over 2.5 cents. Grass is 28 cents. Unless some of y'all in ICP, that's at 362. That's about it. Uh-oh. Look at Nadix. Don't call the comeback. Damn. 0.0026. Shit, they went up. They almost doubled. What the hell's going on in Nadix? How come y'all not telling me about this? Look at that. Let's see. Why is this ripping and nobody can answer? On KuCoin too. $500,000 of volume on KuCoin. I knew I should. Oh no, I didn't sell my Nadix because I couldn't get it off in time, remember? Still probably can't get it. This was today 11:45, but the rip had already started, I think, by then. Oh, let's see. No, it started this morning it started 12, 13, 14 hours ago. Still before this. That's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking. I don't see nothing in Nadix that would cause that price to double. Price double in an hour or 2 hours, whatever the hell it was. How many of y'all are still? Is anybody in here still in Nadix? Subnet 72, powered by Nadix, just announced a partnership with Valio Group to build one of the largest camera world foundation models. The Tau network is becoming a gold mine of economy and AI activity. Really? Really, one of the largest open source world foundation models with Valeo, a Fortune 500 company and one of the biggest players in the automotive industry. Probably nothing, right? You know, how many crypto projects did he have right now using camera stuff in the front? Like, why partner with Nadix? I mean, look, I've been running it every day, still running it. I actually have a nitro that's going to finish any day now. But what would make a company like this go with Nadix? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, I guess it's a good thing. Congratulations to Nadix. Congratulations. I mean, if it's causing this that kind of price action, you're up 22% for the week. You're up 26% because you know it flew up, but of course everybody caught it, and now they're going to sell. And people like me who've been holding on forever. Um, but that's good. Hey, remember we were talking about this? I mean, it's still technically when you look at for the year, it's still up 676%. Yep, Rover, Nadix, Beehive, Soar, too many. That's true. Like, you know, I look like a fool. I got people at work like, what the hell you doing with all that on your dashboard? You know, it's but I'm the idiot. Like I'm still running the sword chain dash camera. I couldn't tell you the last time or if I got rewards for it. But my thing is I have a phone for it. It ain't gonna do nothing else but sit in the console turned off if I don't run sword chain. So why not run it? You know, I'm already running all this other goofy crap, Nadix and Rover. And then while you're driving around, of course, you're also running 375 AI and Capture Go and Demo, which is crazy, 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 crazy. Pipping up my car and pipping up my IP address. Hey, look, I'm Kron just says he's been running grass node for a year and haven't earned a single penny. Get comfortable, brother. Like, you're gonna like I think you're gonna trigger me. Like I think people are trying to trigger me with this grass. Like y'all know how I get when we start talking about grass. It makes me itch. It's it definitely doesn't calm your nerves like some versions of grass. Uh-huh. You know, if I see another person that say anything about touch grass, I'm gonna lose my mind. Um, I know, like I could put this as a recording and just press play every now and then on my videos and on these lives. Because what I'm about to say, I've said it 100,000 times, but I will continue to say it until somebody makes it make sense. A project has already rewarded out once. So you got it all figured out. Why do you take, you're at 14 months, 15 months right now since the last reward? Why does it take 15 months? It's going to take longer than 15 months because we're not getting rewarded this month. We're in the middle of an epoch. Why does it take this long? Like, this is stuff that makes the crypto projects look like goofballs. You've had 15 epochs. Then you're delaying it because you want to do some kind of reward wallet, some kind of wallet. When Solana's got more wallets than they know what to do with. Project has its own wallets where you can, because my tokens are like on grass right now, because I had them all staked and I took them off. Why y'all need to delay for another wallet? I don't understand that. And then they didn't officially come out and say they were delaying because of this, but a lot of us think they're delaying is they're coming out with their own device. Why put the money in R&D and do all that? Well, we know why. To grab more money. Because if you have, supposedly, they brag they got over 1 million users of grass right now, or that are contributing to grass right now, supposedly. If you have that many people successfully using grass, why do you need to come up with your own stations? And even if you are coming your own stations, why do you have to not reward? What's wrong with a monthly reward or a quarterly reward? Hell, at this point, even a yearly reward. I don't understand that with grass. And my conspiracy foil hat is just that rewards are going to be so piss poor. They know that there's going to be a slash in contributors to that $1 million number I just said, the million person contribution or stations or whatever it is, this $1 million number that they keep throwing out, this million number they keep throwing out, $1 million. It's amount of people. They keep saying that's how many people they got involved in this project. And I think what happens is, I know I'm repeating myself, but I have to say it. Like, I think that rewards are gonna suck. And last time we got rewards was because it was a whole beta period and a full net main net period for 12 months or 12 epochs or something like that. And those rewards really weren't that great until the token went up to almost $4. So I'm preparing y'all right now. When grass gets finally rewarded, if you don't see a gigantic spike in that token price, it's gonna be bad. But either I'd like to sit here and say, "Yep," and I'm out. But it's just running on my devices. I can tell you right now, like, I know at one point I had 7 external IPs running this project. Last I checked today on the way to work, because I have one Android that is also doing Chirp or something like that. I have one Android that's running Grass also. And it shows me I only have 3 IPs online right now. I'm not troubleshooting them. Why should I give a shit when Grass don't give a shit about me? And it's kind of like, I call it the helium ism, if that's what the word is, the helium disease. I had 30 something helium stations at one point. I'm down to, I say 14. I might be less than that. I was at 17 for the longest while trying to keep those up. And now, as I see, and I go and I refresh my helium rewards like once every 2-3 weeks, and I see I have one less station, I don't even try to go into it. I don't even try to figure out if it's off. Like, I don't care. It's like 4 or 5 cents a day, maybe. And that's how I am with grass. Now, grass might have these huge rewards, and I might kick myself in the ass, but I don't care. Like, you mistreat your users, we're gonna turn on you. At least I am. Some of these people, you go through their Discord. We can go through their Discord right now, and you're gonna have cheerleaders who haven't been paid in 15 months, still defending this project, thinking it's the greatest thing in the world. Why they go through mods on their Discord like I go through underwear. And I think it's because the mods don't want to keep taking crap from people that haven't got paid in 15 months. And even the mods realize I can't keep this charade up. So when the token got released and people got rewarded, it was at 64 cents, somewhere around there. And then it went up to $2.88, $3 and something, $3.63. So you went up to $3.63. I knew it was almost four. 390 is your all-time high. 92%. 92% drop. And that's why I say that they're gonna have to have grasshopper to grass dumper. They haven't even announced anything about the grasshopper. That's just you see, this is why y'all get me on grass and get stuck on that for a while. What else? But crons are each phone has to have a separate IP, and they have to be Androids. If they have a separate IP and Androids, you might as well run it if you're already into grass, because Android phones get a 3x reward compared to regular rewards. And then desktop was also a high reward, but that was also when you could do it on other things. They've slowly gotten rid of the Dockers and stuff like that, so you can't run it on Linux devices that are running client like our Wingbits DIY devices and our, mass chain stations and stuff like that. And another thing I am going to work on, because I have many people asking for, and it's just pain in the butt, but I'm going to do it. I got many people asking for a video on how to dual mine on one device, one Pi, how to dual mine Wingbits DIY and Mass Chain. It's going to come at some point. The problem is all my Wingbits stations are deployed in other places. So it's going to take me having to go take down a Wingbit station, which I don't want to do because I'm trying to make up for when I cash some out. I'm trying to make up. So it's going to make me, especially now with the GPS thing, when I light it up, it's going to cause issues because it's not going to be in the GPS location. But that's one reason why I've kind of procrastinated and not did a video yet on running both a Mass Chain and a Wingbits station. I've also been told, and I read today, that like my big tower station for Wingbits, I'm running an AirSpy Plus or AirSpy Mini, whatever it is, the $100 dongle that works great. But running another device next to it has caused that performance to fail. I mean, to be lower. And I definitely want to see that. So I wouldn't definitely not run that there, because on that tower, I am running both a Mass Chain device and a Wingbits device. I got two Pis over there, whatever. Jay Styles is here. He's on a call. Man, this is a priority. You got to tell that call. You have to call him back. Just joking. Mr. Olafson said his Hive Mac wrapper is making him 300 to 400 honey a week, which is about $2. He'll ROI in 6 years. Congratulations. Let me tell you, I've had some hard-headed, brain-dead decisions in crypto. However, one I can hang my hat on that I'm proud of was canceling the Hive Mapper. Because I had a B coming, and I kept telling myself, because you had like the bonus B, what was it, like 2,000 honey tokens that you were going to get. And at one point, it was the bonus tokens alone were going to cover the cost of the B, so you might as well kept letting it come. And then eventually that price kept going down. Then they kept pushing the B back and kept pushing it back. And then you're like, screw this. I want everybody to pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. I didn't realize this. Honey gain, Hive Mapper, honey. I'm sorry. Hive Mapper, honey, Hive Mapper has the same amount of max supply that Wingbits does. I did not realize this. See, this says there was an all-time high of 43 cents on December 6th of 22. This don't even go back that far. That must have been right when it got released. So 15 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents. Now, listen, this is not financial advice, but you let Wing Bits get to 25 cents, and I will have to change the name of my channel, and you will not find a grumpy anywhere on my channel anymore, because I'm paying off my house if Wing Bits gets to 25 cents. I probably won't even wait for it to go to 30 cents. I could probably pay off my house and my cars. Then I'm going to have to get D. Vaselino to make me new shirts. Happy Dad. Wingbit's dad. But again, people keep asking me for my price prediction for Wingbits. And I keep trying to say, you have to compare it to other 10 billion token things, which you don't see. Hive Mapper was hugely successful at one point. We can all admit that. All 18 people watching right now. Hive Mapper was extremely successful at one point. 10 billion token supply. The most they ever got to was 25 cents. Don't even bother with this initial release. This release is a bullshit. 19 cents? You see Wingbits at 19 cents? That is a huge success. Congratulations to him. 25 cents? Again, Grumpy's paying a house off with the amount of Wingbits tokens I got. Let me see something. I know I'm getting stupid, and I hate doing this because I'm going to lose sleep again tonight. And I hate to even play like this to y'all because people are going to think this is a prediction, and I'm not saying this is a prediction. But I just want to see something. I'm trying to remember. So let's see. Let's go to our trusty Wingbits dashboard. Now, I do have 3 stations down right now because of ISP problems that are completely out of my control. And Canada actually is out right now too. Wow. Canada's probably frozen. So I'm normally making about 14,000 tokens a week. Divide that by 7. That's 2,000 tokens times a 0.25. Yeah. And I thought helium days would never be here again. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna erase that from my mind, delete. Because listen, times are different. When was this? 24. I think a 6 cents Wingbits would be great. But this is where I can see Wingbits being priced at. That's just, I wish I would have never showed me this. All right, screw what I said earlier. I'm ready for TGE tomorrow. Kronzer, I held when it was $55 too, brother. I tell everybody, y'all sick of hearing my story, but when I first set up my first helium device, it was $5,000 off of eBay. Once I got it set up, and again, the token back then was only worth $2, $3, something like that. Dude, we were making 20 to 25 helium a day. We ROI'd $5,000 in 17 days. From the day it was set up, probably the next day, one full day, When the day was set up to win 17 days, we were back even on our $5,000. Where we screwed up, we bought 30 more stations. Wingbits was very good to me. I tell everybody, I mean, Helium was very good to me. I tell everybody all the time. Hurricane Ida came. My wife's a teacher. I'm in public safety. We don't make a lot of money. To have to send your wife and kids on vacation, technically that's what it is. They're going to stay in a hotel in Shreveport or in Texas for a week, and you got to feed them and everything like that. People don't have emergency funds like that. I didn't have that in 2021. I did. It's called Helium. And luckily, the token price in 2021 was still very good. And I was able to cash out $1,000, $2,000. I don't remember what it was. Hell, that was 5 years ago. And Helium saved me. That's why I still have a little partial love for Helium, even though my heart, is this big. Like I have this much little love for Helium still because it bailed my family out. Hurricane Ida, I wouldn't know what the hell I would have did if it wasn't for Helium back then. Would I love to see that ever come again for any project? Of course. This is a 10 billion market cap. Could it? What I don't know. Demo's got 1 billion, and so here you go. This is like a reality check right here. Demo, which is 1 billion, so that's 9 billion less tokens, and you have this one all-time high again. You always have to ignore this release token price. What you had, 13 cents, 9 cents. It was up to 50 cents. But again, this is 9 billion less tokens. So really, you can move this decimal over and look at this as a 5.5 cents on a 10 billion market cap. 2.5 cents. So here's your reality check before everybody gets all excited about Wingbit. Here's GeoNet, 1 billion tokens. So you move that decimal over, you're looking at a 3.5 cent token. 2.8, 2.5 cent, whatever you want to call it. That's more reality. That's the reality I see. So I don't know if you're happy with all that we deep dived into that or not. It seems like I got more viewers in that little while we were talking about that than so what I want to see is I want to go to stations. I don't know why. Trying to get my station to come up. I don't know what kind of nonsense I got going on here. For some reason, my roof does not come up anymore. Hey, my tower. See, with my station being grandfathered in, it gives me it gives me issues. This is my tower hasn't given me rewards since January 16th. I'll be deep diving into that. Damn sure. Oh, how many GeoNet are you getting on your station per day? 12. I got 2 stations and they rewarded 12 per day. Both of them. Do I mine anything? I don't mine anything anymore. I was mining Bitcoin with ASICs for a while. I was mining Litecoin for the for a while. Did very well with Litecoin mining. I had an L3 um, ASIC one, and it did very well. I got into it a little bit later than I had a buddy who talked me into starting with it, and they were doing very well with it. I had GPUs, a GPU rack set up that, Voscoin, you know, I followed his stuff for that. And with my GPU mining, I was with it doing Ethereum over $25 a day. I was getting in that. So I was doing very well in that. GPUs at the time, I got them with, I think they were 1080 TIs or 1080 somethings, and doing very well. And then the best part is GPU prices went up. Ethereum went away from that, was it proof of work, whatever that was. And I was able to sell basically one GPU at the time. I sold the whole rack together, but basically one GPU for what I paid for all 3 GPUs myself. So I got to mine them. The guy who bought them from me knew I didn't hide it, because when I sold on eBay, I sent pictures of the rack and the miners and stuff like that. So I did very well on that. And then, oh, then yeah, you bring it up. And then I mined Zcoin for a good while. Did very well on that at one point. I had the Z9 full size instead of the Z9 mini. The Z9 full size eventually lost one blade in it. They eventually quit doing anything, and I took it offline. And of course, I kick myself in the ass now, but nobody knows the future. Um, I don't know anything about Ethereum. I didn't think ETH was even mineable really anymore. I gotta tell you, the website I used to use was called when Litecoin kind of went to shit, and I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to curse. Went to hell. Sorry, apologize. When Ethereum was going away, and when Litecoin went to hell, and Zcash went to hell, what I did is I started mining on ProHash. I kept telling y'all about ProHash or ProHashing or whatever it was called, and that is how I actually. And look, I'm not affiliated with them. I don't have a code or nothing like that. But is mining at pro hashing? So does that mean it was just have pools now or something? But the thing about with pro hashing was you would giving them, you would mine to their pools, but they would pay you in whatever token you wanted. Cardano, Vet, Atom, XRP. This is how I was holding all this XRP. Is for a while, for a month or two, I was mining and getting paid in XRP. And then when it was $1 something, and we found out about the SEC thing, I hurried up and sold Voscoin. I was watching Voscoin at work, and he said XRP just is getting sued by whatever. And I was like, oh hell, hold all my calls, and sold XRP and made a very good lick, from that. Kept a little bit. Kept a small bag of XRP, but that's what I liked about pro hashing is these older miners that weren't really worth the hell. You could combine a ZEC miner, which was on one algorithm, a Bitcoin miner, because I had a buddy give me some cannons or something like that, and Avalons or something like that. I don't know what they were, something like that. And my point is, you can throw all that hash stuff together on pro hashing and get paid in these other tokens. And that's how I built up at first my Cardanos. Then I was DCAing for a while, and my Atoms and my XRPs and some other stuff like that. So pro hashing was cool. I have not dealt with it all because I have not mining. It looks like possibly they don't see. They still have a worker configurator. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they shut down. Who knows? Um, 3KSO Ultras overclock. Just hold. He'll be a solo. I'm not soloing anything right now. Can't mine ETH. But blocks so fast, not bad. But Cass is dead, so you can hope Grumpy will send you. Glitch Brothers. I gotta figure it out my own self. It's been a while since I've had to put two SDRs. I know everybody says it's easy and you gotta serialize it, but there's no videos on it, so it's so easy for certain people. Now on Mass Chain, C-Man, who does Dockers, has a Docker install for, and he says he's doing Dockers and it's very easy to do. But if you haven't set up your wing bits, I don't know how that works. But if you haven't set up with Dockers, I don't know. Look, we're supposed to be having this horrible weather coming in this weekend. If you watch the beginning of my video, um, talking about all this rain and snow, and then one model says it's gonna be 70 degrees down here, and all that rain, snow is gonna be up north. But if I'm locked in here all weekend, I'll just take a Pi, probably maybe this Pi right here, and I'll just install wing bits on it, and then install Mass Chain on it, and figure out the serialized thing, and then do a video on it. How about that? Like, I don't know how that's going to work because, well, you know what? Hell, I mean, I got 3 stations offline right now. So I guess technically, if I took one of those stations that's offline because those 2 buildings in Baton Rouge, both of them, the ISP has internet down. I've been going crazy over it. So I guess technically, if I put one of those on this, it's not like I'm dual mining. And if I don't hook a geosigner up to it, it's not going to it's going to try to think I'm gaming, right? Because I don't want to get caught gaming. I don't want to be accused of gaming. And either way, even with no geosigner and it not being online uploaded to Wingbits, it would still serialize each SDR. And I'm going to tell you what's also going to be easier. If you're not using two black RTL SDRs, it is going to be a lot easier because when you do it LS USB, these are both going to show up as the same thing. However, if you're using a green one or a blue one or something else, something not this, it's going to be named completely different and serialized different. The problem is, if I'm not mistaken, these all get serialized the same. So if you plug in 3D, all get serialized the same. And that's the problem also is somebody was saying is when you reboot, it tries to grab the first one in this program. It always grabs the first one and that could be the wrong program. I don't know. Mass Chain also has its online dashboard where you can pick the USB and the serial number. So I think that's going to make it a little bit easier also. We're going to see. I'll play around with it. Milkman, where are you at? I'll see you seeing a bunch of ice tomorrow. Look, I know not St. Louis, Lower Missouri, where I go hunting at, is supposed to get slammed with ice and stuff like that and snow. And for those of y'all know, I got way more people in here now than I did when I started. My son, who's in North Louisiana, is hard-headed like his mama, because I'm not hard-headed at all. I take everybody's advice. Is refusing to come home this weekend. College is shut down from Friday to Tuesday, and which means all the food places, even though he gets free food and stuff like that as part of his dorm thing, they're not gonna be open. So little homeboy says, I'm good. I went and bought, me and my girlfriend, we bought snacks and stuff like that. And she has stuff for her place and I had stuff for my place. And we got peanut butter and jelly and snacks and drinks and stuff like that. And I'm like, son, you're not going to last all weekend on peanut butter and jelly. But he's insisting on staying. He's got his fraternity brothers there around there too and stuff like that. So I told him, I said, as long as I don't see your truck moving and you're not driving in that ice, and that's what my concern is. Last year we got all that snow. Well, he has a 4-wheel drive truck. Well, in the snow, you can drive a 4-wheel drive truck and it's not that bad. We didn't have those people slipping and sliding because there was really no ice. With ice, you can't really tell. Some of it looks like rain because I've dealt with ice before. When I was on an Iowa hunting trip and it was horrible. He ain't gonna know. And that's my thing is I just don't want him driving around. And I've also told him, if you dorm, which don't have generator backup, if you lose power, how are you going to stay warm? And dad ain't coming to save you because I ain't gonna get up there. So that is my concern with the weather. I don't really know. This is the GFS. Ooh, This is the GFS from noon. So we should have another model coming in soon, maybe. As you see, we got snow coming or ice coming. He's got ice coming up here. But see, that's not till late Saturday night, Sunday. So they come up. Oh no, that's my bad. Yeah, they got ice and way more ice. It seems like it's getting a little bit lower every time. That was Sunday, and like this is straight snow. This must be a new model than what we looked at earlier. I don't know. But then what I noticed is this is Monday. Look at this. This is next Saturday. This is a new model run. Next Saturday got me in snow. But I don't get hyped on nothing with models this early. No way. This is the Euro. And let's see the Euro, which ran a few hours ago. It barely has anything for the North Louisiana. Maybe right there. That's the Euro, and here's the Canadian. They got some stuff. I don't know if the icon goes that far. And the icon don't have nothing. Isn't that crazy? "22, 24, 19 degrees, 17 degrees. Oh, 16 degrees, 20 degrees. It's gonna be cold. 31 degrees. 22, 21, 20, 14, 13 degrees. 3 degrees on this side of the Louisiana. 3. Our people would not know. Look, is 8. 8 and 6. I don't know if y'all can see that so small. 8 and 6 degrees. Louisiana cannot handle that. 17 degrees. Cannot handle that. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're not used to that. We're not built for that. We don't have the infrastructure for that. When all that snow came, we had to get Tennessee and Arkansas to come bail us out and do road stuff. But I know at some point, like here's like right here, it's supposed to be 60 degrees down here and 22 up north. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, and we just pray for the best. What is this? Let's see. Last year, I got 6 to 8 inches piled up in my satellite dish and not affect them. I think that was. I don't think I'll ever see snow again like that. At least around here. We had 6 to 8 inches down here also, and it was unbelievable. And I had to work on it. It was crazy, completely crazy. I got 15 GeoNet stations working and 10 on a quarter. Power outages will be what matters for keeping them on the air. 15 GeoNet. Props to you, brother. Complete props. 15 GeoNet stations. Wow. That's a hell of an investment. Not to be negative, but I guess it is negative, but it upsets me, and that's why I bring it up. It upsets me, this stupid yearly halving they got. It's I can't stand it. It pisses me off. I still think it's laziness. Not that I'm a tokenomics expert or know how to write tokenomics, but it's people like you I feel for that automatically, no matter what the hell the price is doing, in 5 months, your profits are now cut in half. Then 12 months later, it's cut in half again. And I can't stand it. I just think, and I don't know if Anacore has the same thing or not. I really don't know. Glitch, let me just see what I can figure out. I really don't want to deal with all that and all the shipping stuff and stuff. Let me let me deal with let me see what I can figure out this weekend. And it is what it is. I'm figure it out. All right, boys and girls, I gotta go potty. I've been drinking all this tea, and I gotta go potty bad. So, hey, I appreciate everybody who came in. Had almost 20 viewers at one point. But ironically, during the grass rant that I've said 100 times. that and the helium stuff. But hey, look, I appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. Hopefully everybody gets through this weekend. For those of y'all who are expecting this nasty weather, we get through it. I really don't think it's gonna get that bad down here, but we'll see. It seems like every time the model runs, it either a little bit lower, more south, more north, anything. Grumpy says, Cronja says, Grumpy, having's a good thing. Burn is going to be more than the monthly distribution of tokens. Hey, we'll agree to disagree. Looking at the long game, build a network, then ride up a curve. Cronja, we'll agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree. I just, when you're getting half the tokens that normally go in your pocket and you're getting them no longer in your pocket, halvings and burnings don't automatically jump in price. Do we need to go look at helium? Because since helium was $55, we've had what, 2 halvings since then, or at least 1 halving since then. I'm not trying to throw a wet towel on you, not like that. I'm hoping. Look, I got 2 GeoNet stations. I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're right. But to me, either way, there are other projects, Wingbits and other projects. And there's another one, I can't remember what it is. I'm sorry. That found another way to make sure that you have deflationary, whatever you want to call it, way of their token and not have to have halvings. Now, I'm all for burning. If you watched any of my videos, I am all for burning. I brought that. I was happy to see somebody called out Robin on the AMA from Wingbits on that, and he confirmed that they're still burning. That's why I was so pissed off when Helium started playing this game about not burning. I am all for burning. I don't think having and burning have to go hand in hand and do anything with each other. I am all for burning. When you're burning, you're locking those tokens to never be touched again. And that is, but again, also, I'm going to flip that back and flip around and say, you also have to have a scarcity or a want for that token for burning and scarcity to mean anything. If nobody wants the token because the project's crap and nobody wants to buy the token, scarcity and burning don't do nothing. And that is, I gotta go to the bathroom bad. I'm piss on myself. But my fear is we getting so many DEPIN projects, so many altcoins, so many whatever, that what makes somebody go into an exchange or CEX and want to buy that token? Last bull run, you had a lot less tokens, a lot less project tokens. So people who want to invest in that kind of stuff could pivot and purchase those. Like, we got so many DEPIN projects now. Like, who's buying that token? Now, the project's buying a token because that data that they're selling, that service, whatever that service is, GeoNet, Demo, Wingbits eventually, what their tokenomics say is a percentage of this data that we're selling or this service we're selling, we're taking that income, and a certain percentage will buy this token to be burned. So they're buying it, but to me, you still need more than just that project buying that token. Do I have a secret phone? No, I do not have a secret phone. Well, I'm not going to be out of power because I got a home generator. So, and a gas fireplace. So hopefully now we've had some where the gas went out, but we'll see. Oh, damn it, Dave. I appreciate it. Number 1, Milkman, number 3. Guys, I hope you're all right. Listen, I want everybody to succeed. I don't care what project it is. I don't care if you're in Honey and High Map. I hope Honey has a resurgence in price in the next alt season. And all y'all that have held on to Honey, y'all are rewarded. I don't play the game of I want to see this project crash. I hope Grass is super successful. Even though I might have sold majority of my Silencio tokens, for those of y'all still hold on Silencio tokens, I hope I'm wrong. How many YouTubers say that? I hope I'm wrong, and whoever's out there that still holds a buttload of Silencio, I hope you succeed. Me, I just looked at it as even what Silencio's doing now, their new version 2.0, whatever you want to call it, their have forking, whatever you want to call it. Hell, they're not even paying that out in Silencio. They're paying it in USDC. To me, that threw a flag up for me, and I said, you know what? I'm moving all that to Solana. And I made money off Solana. You know, I sold a little bit of my demo. I mean, not demo. I sold my demo. I sold a little bit of my GeoNet. I sold a couple different things because I wanted $1,000 worth of Silencio at that point. And I've been selling and buying and selling and buying. I've told you all about that before. I don't want to rehash that. But for those of y'all who have held on to those tokens, I hope they're all successful. I hope helium goes back to $55. I'm willing to bet whatever you want that will never happen again. I'll be happy with a $5. And I probably would sell a good chunk of my helium at $5 because I'll have well over $1,000, $2,000. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get to 5. That project don't know what the hell it's doing. It's going around. It ain't even going around circles. It's just lost. It's like a blind man looking at a map for directions. But I hope everybody's successful. I hope every project's successful. I hope 4D Sky is successful. I think there's enough layer 3 DEPIN money to go around that Wingbits and 4D Sky, if it's as big as what these articles say, billion-dollar industries and stuff, there's enough money that they can both be successful. I can't stand this YouTuber and even 4D Sky making this out to be some competition where it's going to be either or. Hell, McDonald's and Burger King have success. When I grew up in New Orleans, I don't know where it is, but you go right now to New Orleans East on Chef Highway, which is US Highway 90, corner of that and Reed Road, there is a Burger King and McDonald's next to each other that's been there forever. And they both do well. There's enough and I hope people that are taking the plunge with 4D Sky. Look, I got my station free. I didn't ask for it. I was just sent it. I was on live and y'all know that. I got a text saying you're getting a 4D Sky. Here's the tracker. Holy hell. I didn't ask for it, but my point is, some of y'all have paid over $1,000 for this guy. I hope you're successful. I'm making no secret that I think Wingbits is going to be my greatest project, and I hope. I wish I would have never looked at them prices earlier of honey, but I hope we get a quarter of that. I'll be happy with 5 and 6 cent Wingbits. Be happier with 10-cent Wingbits. And I was number 1 Wingbit holder until I decided to go sell some, so I could take some profit and pay off a little bit of bills and stuff. I may never see number 1 again, but I'm damn well come close to it. I hope everybody's successful, whatever it is. Gronzo, I'm gonna tell you, there's so much hype around that project. Normally you start seeing hype around certain projects, especially with 4D Sky. Especially when Helium Deploy is going to be releasing those. Brusho, Nubla. Oh no, it's been a long day. But my point is, and then once they kind of get released and Helium Deploy doesn't really push it anymore because now they're released, the hype kind of dies down. 4D Skies, it's kind of like, when you push start a car or you push start something, you're getting that power at first. Does it have the power to sustain it now? And 4D Sky's got staying power. You're seeing a lot of people talk about it. Again, I don't like this. Like, let me tell you why this is better than Wingbits. No, you can't tell me that. Y'all got 100 stations online. Wingbits got 5,000. Come back when you got another 4,900 stations online, and then we'll talk. But I still want them both to succeed. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Is Helium still giving out IoT? But it's not IoT. It's not IoT. It's not mobile. It is Helium tokens again. They changed their mind like they changed their underwear. Hey, we're going to burn. We're not going to burn. Oh, we're only burning mobile data. We're only burning this. We're not burning this. Reward. I've been receiving any rewards for a while, and my hotspot is by a mall. I'm telling you right now, I have stations in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and around here. They all have over 20 witnesses, 25 witnesses, even when some of these stations going offline. The most I make on my best station, the most I make is about 0.08 to 0.1 HNT a day. Majority of my stations are making 0.04 to 0.05 helium per day. But they're making straight helium. When you go to the wallet and refresh it now, as long as you're on a black wallet, it comes up as helium. And that's it. The crons are right now, those frequencies aren't active yet, but we'll see. Let me see what my helium even looks like. So as long as you're using the black app, so I cleaned this out at least a week ago. At least a week ago. Probably longer than that. I cleaned this out when I went and converged everything like I was telling y'all to Alta Solana. I cleaned out my helium of what my current stations had, because it had been about a month. So you got to figure, in a week, I have all these stations in the same area. And I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but I got 0.05, there you go, 0.05, 0.07, 0.05, 0.02, 002. No, yeah, 0.02. That's over a week's worth of mining, getting over 20, at least 20. And again, and then I just told the story about how I made $5,000 in 17 days at one station. So I made 6 cents on one station in the week, and that's the one with the 5 cents. I made 2.5 cents on the one in a week. And you can't blame the halving on this. This ain't the halving. Because if you take 0.05 and you triple it from the halvings, that's still 0.015, and that's 0.15. That's 18 cents. So this ain't because of the halving. Because that's, somebody argued with that one more time. Like, you're looking at, you're making 0.1, but you got to remember you had 3 halvings since you made the $5,000. And what? Like, what my conspiracy hat says about helium is there's still something, we're getting robbed somewhere. I was with helium when it had 15,000 stations. That's when I made the 5,000. I watched as we went up gradually to 900,000. But when we were at 200,000 stations, we were making way more than this. We were still making 200,000 stations. We were still making 5 or 6, 7 helium a day or something like that a day. Just guessing. But my point is, then you went to 900,000 and we were getting 0.0 whatever. And then as we come back down, we're back down to 200,000 stations again. We should still be getting a couple of helium a day. Okay, so let's just say we were getting 4 helium a day and we've halved. That's 2 helium a day. If you have that, that's 1 helium a day. We should be at least getting 1 helium a day. This is something wrong with this. And if you read anything with helium, they shut their Discord down. So all they got is X, and they act like the only thing they got going for them is mobile. They don't talk about IoT side at all anymore. And I'll still argue that what the hell is going to happen when eventually at some point, Weather XM, I don't know how long it is. It could be a 5, 10, 20, 100-year contract. But eventually at some point, Weather XM and Demo are going to shut down, or they're going to end their contract. The contract's going to end and they're not going to renew. Because, like my son, where he's at North Louisiana, I had to give him one of my Wingbit helium stations to go up there to keep his demo online. You don't have the coverage like you used to. So why would these companies resign? Or unless they get it at a stupidly low rate. So Accurate is something I've never messed with. So, all right, guys, I gotta go. I drank too much tea. I guess I gotta start pacing myself. You know, hell, we've been going on. This has been going on for 2 hours anyway. So, look, I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button for me, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. And I really am going this time. Be back next Tuesday. Might be frozen in because with some of these miles looking like this stuff's gonna be here till Tuesday. So, you know, hopefully everybody makes it through this weekend. For those of y'all getting ice and snow and stuff like that, if anybody's on the other side of the world and y'all getting sun and y'all on the beach this weekend, kiss my butt. But you know, other than that, hey, I enjoy the cold weather, especially if I'm able to go hunting in it, which I'm not this weekend. That's what sucks. I had to go start my generators at my towers today, make sure my radio system's ready to go for all this stuff, and I'll be on call, but it is what it is. So thank y'all for watching. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Make sure y'all in the Discord, keeping up with everything going on with that. We'll see if we can find some new projects. It's getting kind of stale. And I'll promise to try to work on a helium SDR bash chain serial thing. So somebody get the lights on the way out. I'm out. Appreciate it. Thank y'all.